until you came. I was breathless when we first met. Couldn't keep my hands away. I was speechless when we first met. Yeah, you took the pain away. Didn't mind my scars, mend my broken heart. Life was dull until you came. Now I see in color again. It could rain, I don't mind if it pours, 'cause I'm right next to you, to you. Come rain or come shine, I don't mind, 'cause I'm right next to you. It's you, right next to you, to you, next to you, next to you, next to you, right next to you, to you, next to you, next to you, next to you. Never thought I'd feel this high. The sky has never felt this close, and when you kiss me, I can't believe that I am yours and you are mine. You took the pain away, didn't mind my scars, mend my broken heart. Life was dull until you came. Now I see in color again. It could rain, I don't mind if it pours, 'cause I'm right next to you, to you. Come rain or come shine, I don't mind, 'cause I'm right next to you. It's you, right next to you, to you, next to you, next to you, next to you. Who would have thought I'd be up on cloud nine? I would never take our love for granted. Love how you make me feel alive when you're with me. Took the pain away, didn't mind my scars, mend my broken heart. It could rain, I don't mind if it pours, 'cause I'm right next to you, to you. Come rain or come shine, I don't mind, 'cause I'm right next to you. It's you, right next to you, to you, next to you, next to you, next to you. Life was dull until you came. I was breathless when we first met. Couldn't keep my hands away. I was speechless when we first met. Yeah, you took the pain away. Didn't mind my scars, mend my broken heart. Life was dull until you came. Now I see in color again. It could rain, I don't mind if it pours, 'cause I'm right next to you, to you. Come rain or come shine, I don't mind, 'cause I'm right next to you. It's you, right next to you, to you.
Well, hello, fellow planets. How are you? Yes, I believe that the time zone has changed for a few of you for spring. Is that correct? So, Stephanie says you lost an hour. Oh, yeah, I was looking at that and I went, Now, if I did go early or later, and I went, you know what? We'll just go with Marianne's time because I think 4:30 maybe for me might be a little bit too early. But I appreciate you all being here. Yes, I always hate daylight savings or whichever ones it is, whether it's end or it finishes where you lose an hour. Well, how are you all? I appreciate you all being here. And thank you so much. Deborah is here. May, Elle, hello, Stephanie, Angela, Lena, how are you all? Thank you so much for joining me today in today's new live stream. So instead of plan with me today, I'm going to do a planner flip through because I think most people would like to see how I have been going in my Hobonichi cousin, which is the A5. So hopefully you can get some ideas on how to use your planner pages. You don't have to have the Hobonichi cousin. You don't have to have the same planner as me because we all can get a lot of tips and tricks and tidbits from each other just being able to see. Because sometimes, all you see is still pictures, right? And then you sort of go, well, how does that work? So hopefully today, by me showing you how I have set up my Hobonichi cousin in the A5 size, you can get some ideas for your own planner pages. So let's have a look. I love it. All of you are in here saying hello to each other. Uh, Stephanie said, I felt so bad. I had to wake poor Marianne up just to ask her for help. No, I was actually already up. So no, you didn't. Because you know how when you put the alarm on and then you think you've missed it? I actually had a dream that I missed the alarm and it was 8 o'clock. And then I just went, oh, I'm not ready. So I think it's that anticipation of today's live stream. And for those of you joining me a little bit later on in my 8-week group transformative program called Plan with Purpose, I'm also going to be going live there for the first lesson. So it's like school camp. Who remembered school camps, right? When then you packed up your bags, you've got everything ready, your sleeping bag and your pillow and everything else, and then you just can't go to sleep and you just wake up early excited for your first school camp. That's what it's like for me at the moment. So I do appreciate you being here. So if you are watching in the chat, and if you are new, please type in the chat where you're tuning in from so myself and the lovely supportive Plannerette community can welcome you. We are a lovely supportive bunch here, so don't be shy. And of course, if you are watching on replay, type replay in the comment section and let me know where you are tuning in from, because I do love that we are all from different sides of the world and we can come together through the joy of planning, washi tape, stickers, and colorful markers. So excellent. So Deborah is from Detroit in Michigan, USA. So for those of you that don't know, I am here in Sydney, Australia. It is 5:34 a.m., the 11th of March. So I always say I'm coming from the future, but no, I don't have the lotto numbers. If that was the case, I would go give it to one of you guys and then we could share the winnings. But if only, right? And Stephanie is from Los Angeles, California. All right, so let's get going. I want to make sure I do cover as much information as I can. But if now I have added in the description my Amazon storefront. So if you do click any of the links that I have in my Amazon storefront, I do get it's an affiliate link, which means that I get a small percentage of fee that but you click in the link, but the price is the same for you. So if you do see anything here, I haven't added individual items yet, but if you do check out the link, it is here. So it's in my Amazon storefront. And then all you got to do is just scroll through. I have grouped stuff in pens, markers, highlighters, stationery tools. So this planner is in the planner lineup for 2024. And I think yes, there's the cover. And so just to check that out. But let us get going right now. So the cover here is this lovely sort of like teal. What's the color that they say on here? It is the Dreamy Soda. Isn't that a pretty color? So it might be a little bit different from what you see, of course, on your screen. I try and get the correct cut lighting and color code, but I'm a novice with all these camera stuff, really, even though it seems like I'm profesh. With this live stream, really, I'm not. Oh, hello. RD, hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. And Erin is here watching on TV while I clean, so I won't be in the chat much. That's all right, Ellen. Oh, I'm on the big screen. I gotta make sure I look pretty. Thank you so much for joining me while you are spring cleaning. I'm assuming yes. And May is from Owings Mills in MD, USA. So what's MD? Please let me know the abbreviation of your state. See, I might learn some geography. So then inside the cover, so this is the cover, Hobonichi Techo Cousin cover in, I said, the Dreamy Soda. So inside it's this beautiful sort of like maybe coral. I don't know. I'm not very good with my colors. I have on the slip pockets these task cards that I created myself using laminated sheet, what are these called? These sticky note flags, and I did use my label maker. So these are great prompts. So task cards essentially originally got the idea from Maddie Plans of Instagram. So I think she sells hers. What she sells hers. If you don't, you can't make your own. So what it is, it's just prompts. So you can either take the sticky note flag, so whatever the prompt is. So let's just say for Erin, who is cleaning at the moment, maybe she needs on Mondays, or she cleans the bathroom. So on your Monday, on your page, you might add on there that says a different thing, but let's just say that's clean the bathroom. You would add that onto your planner page, so then that way you don't have to write the same thing over and over again, week in, week out. And then all you do is, once of course you've finished with that, you put it back on your little task card that you make, or if you want to buy from those who do sell them, that make them, you just pop them on there, and look at that. It's a nice little prompt. If you go, what am I supposed to do on Mondays? What habit am I supposed to do on a Tuesday? So task cards. So this one here is, I think these are prompts. So these are morning journal prompts for me. So morning journaling is one of the things I love doing nowadays because it helps get my thoughts out of my head and down on paper. And sometimes if I don't know what to write, I created these prompts. So let me just put on my little note here. I've got Maddie Plans. I want to make sure that I note her Instagram below because it was inspired by her. I also want to put in I do have a video on how you can create these task cards yourself. And then, of course, if you haven't yet checked my website at mariannecresp.com, guess what? I have a free printable download that has up to 30 morning journal prompts. So if journaling is one of the mindfulness exercises that you want to get into but don't know what to write about, I have a printable download at mariannecresp.com. Don't go there yet. Don't leave yet. You can go a little bit later, okay? So let me put here morning journal prompts. So I'll probably add these to the description after my lessons today. So do bear with me if you don't see it right away. So that's on the slip pockets. And then I always admire and look at beautiful planner pages that have beautiful decorations on their slip pocket. Look what I just did. I just got some leftover or cut-offs of the laminated sheets. And if you have any transparent stickers like these cute floral bouquets, see, you just add them in there and you go, boop. Oh, no, I think that was on the second one. Boop. Let me see if I can get closer to the, all right, maybe not too close. There we go. And look at that. I have a little garden on my inside of my cover pages. What do we think about that? So simple, just an easy way for you. So then, of course, when you open your planner pages, you've got some beautiful, pretty things to look at, because one of the things that helps you change your behavior and then also build those effective habits. So if you want to be using your planners more often than not, is to make it attractive, because if it's pretty, whoop, shiny or, prettiness, then you'll be touching it more and using it more often than not. May says, Maryland, MD is Maryland, correct? Always wanted to go to Michigan and Maryland. I used to call Michigan my chicken when I was a kid. All these cute things. That's so cute. All right. So Deborah says, that's beautiful. Thank you, Deborah. And then, yeah, so whatever, these stickers here, I think, are from a Happy Planner sticker book. And this is another sort of, I think, I can't remember. Let me see. So these stickers here are from trying to my wish list. So these here, they're little figurines. So then you can just I got these from an online retail store here in Australia called Washi Gang. So I'm just writing all these down because I know a lot of you would like to know, where to get these different. So BGM Deco Sticker, I think, is the different names, BGM. So if you need to look, I don't think I have that in my Amazon storefront because they don't have it in there. All right, so then what I did is just here for the cover, I used vellum paper. So vellum paper is sort of like this nice little sort of like transparent, cloudy paper. And then I just printed. I went on Canva. So if you have Canva and you can use free stuff, free photos and free graphics, and you can create your own little cover page. So you just get different elements. These are called elements, you can get flowers, whatever else. And then I just used 2024, printed it on vellum paper. So then I still see the color of the inside of the book. And look at that, it's a nice cover page. So that's really a great way for you. If you go, I'm not artistic, I'm not crafty, I'm not creative. One of the great things with the Canva, not a sponsored video, is that a lot of people have already created templates that they share with other Canva members. And so some of them are free, some of them are part of the paid version. So if you ever need to look for nice little cover page for your Hobonichi, for your disc bound planner, for your ring planners, or even just an exercise book and you want to print on normal copy paper, then you can go to Canva and create your own. Now, these ones are Keener Prints stickers. So I bought digital versions, and then what I did is I just customized the size of the different characters, individual stickers, and then because these are sort of reminders of the things that I do on a day-to-day basis. I film, I love you guys, I like to sing karaoke, and then I just added 2024. And this one, I think this might have been on sticker paper. I can't remember if it's sticker paper or just normal copy paper. And then I just added a skinny washi tape for the border so then you don't see the joint. See, whatever stickers you have. And you can actually use those emoticons, the ones on your phone of yourself. You can just go and create them avatars. Is that what they call the avatars, right? Do a screenshot, and nowadays the phones, if you have like the newer versions, it can just like screen grab you and remove the background, and you can use an avatar sticker of yourself. So that is actually one of the things that we will be one of the tutorials that I'm going to be sharing in my Plan with Purpose as part of the program is to create our own digital stickers of our own selves. I mean, hey, but go to Keener Prints. I do have actually a PR code that she gave me. So Mariane Cresp. Again, all these stuff I will add a little bit later on after the show. What do we think? May says, I love printing on vellum. It's lightweight too. Exactly. Now for me, May, my printer is not vellum friendly because it doesn't grab it. So what I have to do is actually have to double sticky tape the end bit to a normal copy paper so it grabs and it goes through. If not, unfortunately, it just gets stuck and then it just ink everywhere. But even someone had said maybe even use transparent paper like in the setting. I tried everything, but it didn't work. Now this one here is from the Coffee Monsters Co. I think this was as part of a freebie if you join her Facebook group. So yeah, again, I printed on sticker backed paper, and then I just cut individual ones. Now this one I used my silhouette cutting machine. So if you have a silhouette cutting machine, one of the tutorials that I will share as part of my Plan with Purpose. Am I plugging my Plan with Purpose program a little bit? Yeah, because I want you guys to join me, and some of the people here in the community have already joined. So those are some bonus tutorials that I will share, because as part of our boosting our confidence, we also need to make sure we are doing things that we enjoy, that brings us happiness. And planners, stickers, washi tapes, creating our own stickers is one of the things that I know for me brings me joy. So do stick to the end. I will talk about the Plan with Purpose program a little bit more, so if you don't mind. But I know you're here for the planner flip through. So the Coffee Monsters Co. freebie, if you join her Facebook group. So now the Coffee Monsters, okay? And then you just embellish your pages with washi tapes just to make it look pretty. And then here I wanted to start my Hobonichi planner a little bit earlier than the January 2024. So I just added a little piece of additional, I think this one is a 200 GSM weighted paper. So it's a little bit thicker. And then that way I just use washi tapes to connect this piece onto the paper. So if you ever need to add an extra piece of paper or card to your planner page, maybe if you're doing color coding, if you're doing your budgeting and you've started budgeting and you've assigned color codes to the different budget categories, but then you don't remember, what color did I assign for my grocery? What color did I assign for my rent or my mortgage? A great way is to just get a little piece of paper, get some washi tapes, and voila. Look at that. You have an extra little page or a little space at the end of your page. Oh, did I see someone pop in? Hello, Lauren, Jewish Planner Mom. Nice to see you. Thank you so much. I saw Stephanie say hello to you. So I went, oh, someone's joined in. Thank you so much, Lauren. And I'm originally from Michigan. Well, there you go. I love that you guys. Or one day maybe I'll visit. Oh no, I have visited the States. What am I talking about? I visited, I think, back in 2000, the year 2000, and we did the West Coast. So we landed in LA. That's the West, yeah. LA, went to San Diego, then went to Las Vegas, and then back down to LA. That was when my husband and I just started going out. So I actually have been, silly Marianne, I have been to the US. So this is the calendar index. So the way I use it, I am a little bit behind, is I go and track my wellness habits. So meditating, reading, workout, connecting with family and friends. If I action my priority of the day, expense tracker, cleaning, if I'm taking my multivitamins, if I'm doing over 5,000 steps, and if I'm getting over 6 hours of sleep. So visually, it allows me to see which areas that I need to focus on month after month. So then that way I am getting a nice, well-balanced, as much as possible, wellness in my life. Okay, so I need to catch up with that. Let me know if any of you do have any questions with anything. So Stephanie says, oh, awesome. Love your spreads that you post on Instagram, by the way. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, hello, Irene. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me have a look. So then the rest of the calendar index, am I out in the way? And then, of course, it moves on to the calendar spread. So, of course, make sure you decorate it the way you like. Sometimes, you can do it by themes, by color. And so, because I am on the other side of the world, our seasons are the opposite. So, and I'm not really, don't follow the color scheme of seasons, because winter here in Australia, we don't get snow. So it's just, cold-ish, colder, so we don't get snow. It's not really, there's no blizzards, and I don't even have to wear here in Sydney, which is never East Coast, is, not, doesn't get that cold. So I don't follow like the color scheme of weather. All right. So there's December, January, and then February, and then March. Because, of course, March, I've got so many things that I'm doing that I haven't caught up yet. But let me know if you are the same, that there's some pages that you have not filled in. All right. I am feeling myself getting all sweaty. So I've got my little cooling fan. I'll pop that there so you don't hear it too much. Here we go. Hello, budgeting mama. I hope you're having a great day. Oh, I love you guys saying hello to each other. Marianne, do you do daylight savings times? Yes, our daylight savings is October, and then October, November, December, January, February, March. So I think 6. So October. I never know the daylight saving ends or begins, whether it's forward. So the time zone just changed in October. So we'll probably be changing again. The fan, exactly. So you can see me starting to glisten and shine. Excellent. So yeah, so we do daylight savings times in October, and then whenever the next one is. I always forget when it is. I think maybe during Easter, that period. So then the rest of the planner flip goes through the months of the year, and then I've just added Kina print stickers to put in the birthdays that's coming up with for family and friends. And I don't actually plan ahead regarding my calendar spread, because then I don't know how I'm feeling at the time, if I've got the right washi tapes, the right colors. And it's one of the things that I enjoy when I do it, when I do the calendar spread, is setting it up. But so that's one of the things. Now, I don't know if you saw these little tabs. So these ones are from Square Lime Designs on Etsy. So Square Lime Design, and I do also have Christina gave me a PR code. Apologies that I haven't got all these sorted, because I like to fly by the seat of my pants, and I'm just like all nervous about the other thing that's happening today, that I thought, you know what, we'll just go with it. You guys will be a little bit more forgiving. Ours was last night. Yes, I saw that, because I was looking at the different time zones of upcoming lessons that I'm going to be having. But then I went, oh, it looks like things are going to change from what it is originally. You gotta name that fan something like Fanarette, or or after your favorite pen. We might do a vote on what we should name this Pure Living Cooling fan. I don't know. I tried to look up that brand. I don't see it anywhere online. But yeah, so Stephanie, Fanarette is perfect. Yes, Fanarette's coming out to join the community. All right, so these are from Square Lime Designs. Again, I'll go and link. So these are the tabs. As you can see, I've got them here. So these tabs are for the calendar spread. These top 3 here are for the quarter, so they're for the weekly spreads, the start of the weekly spread, and then these ones are the start of the daily spread. Excellent. Yes, Fanarette's come out to cool down Marianne. So that's the calendar. And then we move on to the weekly spread. Now, originally I started doing using the weekly spread in this manner. I was inspired by Just Be With You, Euodia. I hope I'm saying her name right, but it'll be in the description later down the track. But what she's done is she has created task boxes. So instead of using the columns for time blocking, which I don't do because I do the time blocking in the daily pages. So I just felt it was redundant having to do the same time blocking on 2 spreads. And, I don't have enough time already as it is to be writing the same thing on one spread to another. So I caught a glimpse of her video when I was first looking at Hobonichi plans, when I first bought the Hobonichi back in November. And I like how she has task boxes. So these are the Alistair method running to-do list. This one I created the task box based on my 7 areas of focus, based on Zig Ziglar's Wheel of Life, that should try and do, habits and routine in mental, physical, spiritual, finance, family, social, and career. So no particular order. So then that way you get a nice, well-balanced life, that you're not neglecting your family and friends if you're, trying to climb the corporate ladder, or that you're not going out too much, that you're spending way too much, right? So it's a great way for you to try and visualize areas that you might be neglecting, and areas that you might, need to nurture if it's part of your, your goal, your wellness goal. And then here I have a workout tracker, and then just a little notes that I can write anything that's either coming up the following day. Just be with you, Odia, is wonderful, right? I love her. I love her little on YouTube and on Instagram. So, and just all these different little task boxes. So I got that inspiration from her. So that was the first week of January. And then what I did as well is, of course, to be able to use up my different washi tapes and my different colorful markers, is I go and use up different colors. Then that way it's new. Again, make sure to make your planner pages pretty if you can. If you're that way inclined, that you like to use washi tapes and stickers, and then different colors and different coordinating washi tapes. So some may see, I love this spread here, so I might stick to this one. Some may say that, Marianne, that takes a little bit of work and a little bit of time, having to create those task boxes, ruling those lines, highlighting the columns and the rows and everything else. But guess what? I use that as part of my mindfulness. All right. So it's something that I enjoy. It may take up a little bit of time, but what it does is it allows me to focus on the now, focus on the something. If I do get any thoughts that come in, I acknowledge it. Yep. And then just blow it away if it's one of those anxious thoughts or low thoughts. And then by focusing on something like drawing lines, of course, when you're drawing lines, you got to keep still. So you got nice straight lines. It's not all wonky. It allows you to focus on now. So mindfulness is about being in the present moment, not worrying about the past, shoulda, woulda, coulda, or worrying about the future. Am I going to be good at this? And what if it doesn't work? Right? So it allows you, by you being able to create planner spreads like this, that yes, do take up time. But guess what's important? Your time, your self-care, your moment to make sure that you are out of your own head, that can sometimes get you in a spiral of low, intrusive thoughts. That's me. I get that way all the time, right? Because I've been like that, who knows, for 20, 30 years. So it's a habit that's hard to break when you've got all these self-doubt and limiting beliefs, right? So finding a way that brings you joy, whether it's through your planner pages, through the hobbies that you have, reading a book, watching telly, going for a walk, or maybe some of those of you that like to exercise as part of your being mindfulness, you're on your own there. Although I did go for a lot of walks over the weekend to ensure that I have something else to focus on instead of being in my own head. So if you think that it does take a little bit of time, yes, it does. But what does give you is time for yourself, time for you to focus on something. So I use this as a way of my mindfulness. So sometimes because I like to do meditation, Again, it's part of the exercise of getting out of my own head, because sometimes I get with two young boys, 15 and a 16-year-old, and the 16-year-old now, is traveling without me. He's going to friends' places, going on public transports, and the mum worried the is going to be safe, and what all the things that sometimes you hear in the news. Sometimes that can get me so paralyzed with fear that it's like, get it out of your head, get those thoughts out of your head, Marianne. And so one of the things that I started doing was meditating. So because it's a practice of, if a thought comes in your head, acknowledge it, but now just let it go, blow it away like the clouds or a soft feather. Not dismissing it or burying it, but just having that exercise of, okay, if this happens, I need to do this. Probably concentrate on my breathing or concentrate on the planner pages as I go and embellish and set it up for the new week or the new month. So if you're not into the, meditating as in breathing, and just sitting still and being silent, embellishing your pages is one of the ways of focusing on the now and being mindful. What do we think? Do we think that that's a great idea as a way to be mindful, is to go and use something that we enjoy, that bring us joy, but also brings us back in the moment? All right. So then the other spreads. So February, and then here, so February, as end of February, March. This is when I started changing my mind of how exactly I wanted to use my weekly spread, because what I had found is, as a lot of planners do, we get bored with the same thing day in, day out. And there is nothing wrong with having to change your mind, because I know I get a lot of messages on Instagram as well, and I've seen other accounts, is, why do we change our mind all the time? Why can't we stick to the one planner? It's not so much it's the planner's fault, right? Or that we see other things, someone else doing something else. It's our brain. Our brain is wired to look for novelties, for new things. So where our brain is still like caveman days style, where we're always looking for something new, something that excites us, right? Because it's that dopamine hit, all those happy pills. So we're trying to, what else can we do? What else can we look at? What else can we focus on that will give us that burst of happiness, that dopamine hits? So please, if ever you find yourself, oh, I just bought this new planner and now I want to go and I see someone else using a different planner, then, it's not your fault. It's actually our brain's fault that's always trying to look out for new things, the shiny thing, squirrel, right? So I'm in the lucky position that I do have other planners, but what you can do is you can try different styles. You don't have to follow the original structure of your planner pages. Look, break the rules. I didn't use the columns for the the weekly spread as a time blocking. So do something different. All right. So be kind to yourself. If you ever find yourself you see someone else's shiny new page, wanting to emulate them, try it. Right. Because if something is not working, if something is not bringing you joy, why are you going to force yourself for doing it and then start not liking your planner pages? All right. So now, hello, Jennifer. How are you? This is going workable. I have a kin which is same layout as Hobo. That's right? So yeah, so you can go and do different boxes. So you can see here. Let me just move that. I changed the one week this to-do list is on the left hand side. The next it's on the right hand side. And then I use different highlights. I created a nice check form. So have fun with your planner. All right. So then one of the things that I also added into my Hobonichi, because At the beginning of each new month, you get a blank grid page. See, this is for April, right? So, and then the start of the new month on the first of each month. So, what I did, this was a blank grid. I added my Wheel of Life goals tracker, and as you can see, I haven't done anything with my goals because it's January. It was a busy month. It was my birthday. February for us here in Australia, the new school year starts. And then, of course, March now, I've got a new project happening. So it's okay. You don't have to have your goals set out at the beginning of the new year, and be ready. Nothing changes. It's just a new year, new month. But what you need to do is make sure you're creating, whether it's daily goals or weekly goals. But if you haven't had, a yearly goal, because they say try and plan. What's your plan for the next 12 months? What's your plan for the next 3 years? What's your plan for the next 5 years? The reason for those having those goals is so then you have a, a destination to head towards, so then you know what steps to take in your journey to get there. As they say, there's no point, climbing up a ladder and then you put the ladder or propped it up on the wrong wall, right? So just the goals, having goals, whether it's your monthly goals, half yearly, yearly goals, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, it's just so then you have in your head a way to go. All right, instead of going left, you want to go right. Instead of doing this, you want to do this. But if there's no vision, there's no goal, you can be aimlessly wandering about going, oh, I need to do this habit because it's what everybody else is saying. But if it doesn't suit your lifestyle, why are you going to do those, habits and routines that is not in line with your goals and your core values? So those are one of the things that we do discuss in the Plan with Purpose group program. And then the other thing that I added onto there as well is my habit tracker. So I do have a printable download that is in the store that you can just print on just normal copy paper, and then I just embellished with washi tapes and lots of beautiful stickers from Square Line Designs. And then that way, these are my habits. So I have been doing these habits, similar forms of it for the last 6 to 7 years. I change it up, but then it's one of the things that I know has helped me through my mental healing, that I have something to work towards. Again, it's one of those things that when I am not feeling like I know what I'm doing, the day has been thrown into chaos, what is it that I need to look at to help guide me towards a path that I said that I wanted to do? All right, well, I wanted to go and be healthier. So, do some workout. So that is my habit tracker that I have also added into my Hobonichi page. Let me know if anybody has any questions at all. So that was December. And because these two, I think, were just blank grid pages. So I had some extra pages I can go and put on. And then this is January. And as you can see here, I changed my mind midway through the month of the order of my habits. You can do the same. Nothing says you got to stick to the habits that you wrote for yourself at the beginning of the month if it's not working out. So what I did, again, it's just, I think it's just a piece of paper. So what I did, so then it looks seamless like that, right? So let's say that's that piece of paper. So then there's that folded bit there. So see how there's a folded bit? I glued this bit down on the page just like that. So pretend this is that piece of paper, and then I just cut to size. And then look, can you even see the seam? You can't, can you? You can't. Come on, look at that. That is brilliant. I thought that was pretty good. And then I just drew those little dash lines so then you can't see the joint. And see, so again, use the tools that you have around you, whether it's another piece of paper like this, or where's that other one I showed you, or another piece of paper like this to add to the edge of your planner pages. If you make a mistake, cover it up. Cover it up with a piece of paper. with a piece of washi tape. Sometimes even cover up the whole thing. If you don't like it, cover up the whole thing with another piece of blank paper. And then I started to use at the beginning of the year the planner, the daily pages as my time blocking and my to-do list. So up here, I would create my top 1, 2, 3 priorities of the day, and then I would just embellish the bottom with whatever sticky washi tapes that I wanted to use for the week. So what I did to ensure that the same, I know exactly the same weeks, I use the same washi tape for all the 7 days. So then that way I know this week or these days are belong to the same week. And then I changed it up. And this is a great opportunity for you to go and use up all those washi tapes, like I'm sure that if you're like me, have collected over the years, and just go and you keep buying more. And this is a great way to use them up, because of course this is an A5 size, and then you get to go and fill up, that width. What is that width in inches? That's about 5.5 inches. In centimeters, that's about 13.5 centimeters. So, if you have times 7, you're going to use up those washi tapes that you ever go, wonder if I'll ever use them. So this is a great opportunity to go, if you have lots of washi tapes, of course, is to use them up and not just hoard them and then get more and more and then wonder why, you have all these washi tapes being used. So that's a little tip that I have if you want to use up your beautiful washi tapes, is use the same one for each day of the week. So then the other thing that I do, like I said, remember, days are going to get thrown into chaos, into disarray. You may not be able to use let me just go back to the start, and you may not be able to use your planner pages in full. So go add stickers, photo stickers. See? Right? Add stickers to fill up the blank pages. Add washi tapes, stamps. So I buy myself, whatever stamps that I see that's near our store, and then just go and stamp them. So go into your variety store or your stationery store, and anything you like, and go pick them up, and then just use your colorful markers. And then you'll, of course, start to see other planner accounts that you go, oh, I like that idea. Oh, I might take that idea. And then see how it suits you. And then you'll get to develop your own style. Right? So sometimes you might go, I don't have the time to be sticker taping and washi taping and stamping and hand lettering. That's okay. Then you just go, leave it. See, there's lots of blank areas in my planner, but I am okay with that. I used to not be okay with it, because I used to think that, I mustn't have been productive that day. No, it's the opposite. If you have blank pages in your planner, it means you were doing something else that at the time was more important. So if you can't go and fill it up and you can't mark it, so one of the struggles that someone answered in my Instagram question was she struggles filling up, marking her pages. That means you were doing something else, whether it's resting, whether you're out of the house, whether you're working. Our planner is supposed to be there to remind us of the things that we need to do. But if we're doing it, then we don't need reminding, right? The reason we write it down is so it's out of our head, down on paper. Our head is not meant to try and remember all these things, pick up dry cleaning with, the kids' school excursion is in 2 weeks' time, so we better buy this, or someone's birthday party is coming up, so better make sure that we buy presents or put money aside for it. But if you're actually doing it and you remember, hooray, for me, 49, in my perimenopause journey, sometimes I go, when's that again? When's that happening again? So be okay with the blank pages that you have in your planner, whether you have a dated planner like this, disc-bound planner, ring planners. It means that you weren't stuck in your pages. It means you're doing something else. And if what you were doing, maybe you feel guilty about because you wasted your time, let's say, procrastinating and being on your phone instead of doing something else, or, actioning the priorities that you said, well, then that's something you need to go and work on. What are the things, what are the triggers that is putting me in a position where I procrastinate? So procrastinating means you're spending your time on things that you weren't intentional about. That's all it is. But if you love being on the phone and scrolling, make it intentional. Put it as part of your, well, maybe not unplug, because unplug technically is off your phone, right? Off screen devices. Be intentional with just sitting on the couch doing nothing. I do that all the time. And guess what? I come back a lot fresher, and then I get to do the task a little bit more effectively than otherwise I would if I force myself to do it. So see here, another blank page. So then, just create little frames, and then use your fine liners, your markers, and then create a nice little margin. And so instead of a blank page, I have this nice, it looks intentional. The blank page is now intentional. So if ever you need to go and went, oh, that's a great quote, where can I write it down? Ta-da! You've got a space to write down quotes, poems, put a little picture. If you've got want to do memory keeping, maybe a stub of your movie ticket, right? And then I think I made a mistake here. So I put a big washi tape over it, and then stickers. So don't worry too much, especially if you are new to planning, that you are finding blank pages in. Look at this, a whole day of nothing. 4th of February. I didn't do anything. What was that? A Sunday. Probably was sleeping in. Probably doing nothing and just relaxing before my Monday live, right? So, but look how that looks versus if it was blank. And then guess what? You taking the time to go and create a frame, and then ruling up your pages, making sure it's nice and straight. You're concentrating, right? Line, 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 right? It slows you down. It's making sure that your heart rate has slowed down. It's telling your nervous system, hello, there is no danger. There is nothing to fight. There is nothing to flight. And there is nothing to make you freeze. Things are okay, all right? That might have taken, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, but then it's 5 minutes that I'm gone. A thought would come in, oh, that's a bit of a low thought, Marianne. Acknowledge it, let it go. Why do you feel that? It's probably you're feeling those thoughts because you're hungry, you're tired, you haven't had any sleep, all right? So Deborah says, good point. I noticed I didn't track on a day this past week in which I had an electrician at my house. It turned out one of the busiest days to move things back into place after work. Right. So just because your page is blank doesn't mean you weren't productive, right? This is the patterns that you will start to see in your own planner. So here's the thing. Blank spots in your page or blank spots in your tracker, if you track like me, tells you as much information as the bits that you have checked off. Listen again. The blank or negative space that you have in your planner, in your tracker, in your diary, tells as much information as it does when you're marking things. So I know for sure at the end of each month, I'm not as diligent. I'm not as, I don't action my habits and routine as much as I do at the beginning of the month or in the middle of the month when I'm trying to catch up. But I'm okay with that, right? I have learned that at the end of the month, I take it a little bit easy. Now, then this is where you will weigh it. Does it affect my life by not doing these sort of, I actioning the habits that I say I want to do? If it's not, if you're concentrating on that, you know what? At the end of the month, I'm feeling burnt out, at work, at home, homeschooling, doing my side business, doing this, doing that. That actually is an indication that, hey, good on you. You've taken a break. You've taken time for yourself, just doing absolutely nothing, and you're just resting. You're just on the couch. I say on the couch all the time because I'm on the couch all the time, right? And then you could go, that's my rest. Sometimes we sort of like feel made to feel guilty that our rest or my rest is on the couch instead of enjoy the sun, enjoy summer while it lasts. I live here in Australia. Why don't you go to the beach? It's like, that's not my thing. I like actually being inside. So my joy of sitting on the couch or doing nothing or just watching TV, that helps me relax. So the negative space or the blank pages on your planner tells as much as those filled in pages. Such wisdom, Marianne. And may all this is just because I didn't know that these are the things. But what happens is you start to see patterns, and these are your own patterns, right? So it's just looking, it's that mindset, looking at your planner pages in a different way that is not judgmental, that you go, oh, it doesn't look like someone else's planner page, right? Oh, yes, popsicle. This is called popsicle. Thank you, Elle. Much better than last week's nails. Deborah says, I will make an overall note for the day just to remember that I accomplished something important. And that's where having those logging your victories, whether big or small. And sometimes if you don't have time to write down your victories, although as much as I would love, that because we are our planner community, but just stopping. What was I grateful for yesterday? I was grateful for that my older son, he's 16, went, Mum, hug. And I went, oh, yes, of course. Normally I'm the one going, Ma, I'm the one asking him to give me a hug. But he wanted to give me a hug without me asking. So that is a win, when it comes to 16-year-olds. So when noting down your small victories, your victories, whether big or small, is very important, because the more often we spot the positive things, that's the things we start to see. If we always go, oh, I'm not good enough, damn, I didn't do a good job there, that's when you'll start to spot them. So the more we concentrate on something, that's what we'll see. Hello, how are you? I've learnt my planner is a reflection of my life. And yeah, you wouldn't go and judge your life and go, what? You didn't do anything? It's like, that's just on paper. No, it's just like what we see on social media, right? It's just a glimpse, right? One page is just a glimpse. This page is just a brief glimpse of my life. That doesn't mean Marianne is a planner account and she doesn't use her planner. No, I don't. Not every day. It's because I have life. Things get thrown out of whack, right? And so really important. Oh, thank you, May. So glad. It can be imperfect, but it perfectly reflects who I am and what I do. It's not imperfect. It's unique. It's authentic. We got to get that word out of our head, the perfectionism, right? It is us, right? I can't go and say, oh, I mustn't be perfect because I'm only 4'10" 3/4. Yes, I am very short. I used to think that was a flaw, but it's my thing now. It's that I am a short person. And imagine if I was a different, I look different. My height is different, or my personality is different. We are loved by the people that love us because of us. Those that don't like us, they're not meant to be our friends. They're not meant to be in our circle. They're not meant to be in our corner. It's like, imagine if the whole world was just one big ball of, oh, I like you, I like you, you like me, I like you, you like me. It's like boring, right? We click with certain people because we are unique, okay? Not imperfect, unique. Say that again. I am unique, and therefore my planner pages will reflect the uniqueness about me, my day, that time in the moment. All right. So make sure we say unique. I love it. I love it. So that is so good. Agreed. Perfectly imperfect or perfectly unique. Isn't that brilliant? Unique. I like it. I like it. I liked it too. I just came up with that just then because sometimes we go, you know how when you used to do, well, when I used to work outside of the home and the interviews, what's a tell me something that is that you need to work on. And I used to go, oh, I'm a perfectionist. I'm like, it's like, no, a perfectionist just means that you are not happy with the way things are, and so that means you can't make any movement. So it's important that we make movement. And I see that we are coming up to the hour. So then my planner pages. So you might start hearing my kitchen getting a little bit noisy. So see, in February 16th, I changed my mind. So instead of using my daily planner pages to do my time blocking and my task priorities, I wanted to go and do my journaling more so than I think I used to. I used to journal in my Hobonichi original. So here's my, I'll do a separate flip through of this original. So I used to do this, but then I went, you know what? I want to write more stuff because I want to write how I felt in the day and then also maybe a reflection of how the day went, celebrating those wins, looking at the lessons learned, what can I do next time to improve, right? Not being down on ourselves. So then from February 16th, I started using my daily spread in my Hobonichi cousin to journal. Again, if you go to mariannecresp.com, oh, my tummy is rumbly. Hopefully you can't hear that. There is a freebie. So if you go to the top, there is a freebie section and there is a 30 morning journaling prompts that you can print out. So then to help you, if there are days you go, I don't know what to write today. I don't know what to reflect about. I don't know what. Sometimes you just go and if you don't know, you just go, here I am sitting at my desk. It's 6:27 a.m., not knowing what to write. So I'm just writing whatever comes to mind. And at the moment, nothing else comes to mind. But I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling a little bit tired. I'm feeling a bit this. I need to do this. Oh, it reminds me, I have to go, book a doctor's visit. So sometimes just whatever's in your head, just write it down. And then so February 22nd was an autumn campaign for a national health and beauty retail store here in Australia that I won a competition to be part of their autumn campaign in their in-store magazine as well as their merchandising. So I printed this using my HP Sprocket 2 by 3 inch photo printer. And then look, nothing. Didn't write anything on the 23rd or the 24th. See, it's a Friday and a Saturday. I took it easy. After a hard week of homeschooling, I'm sure, I went, you know what? I'm just going to relax because normally Friday, my son and I homeschool full time. The youngest who's 15 and he's on the autism spectrum. Friday, we go visit the library. We go get him his frappuccino, and we have morning lessons, and then in the afternoon we go outside. So I probably didn't do anything. And same thing Saturday, just took it easy. But that means, you know what these blank pages mean? It means I took a break. I took my self-care. I didn't do anything planner wise. That's all it is. And then I started using my Tombow dual brush pens to make my little headings. And then I get my little black ink pen to just outline. And that's just my normal writing. But it looks so fancy. It's fancy when you use colorful markers and then you highlight it. See, just use whatever. Don't worry. If you're writing, let's say I don't know, if your writing is blah, blah, I don't even know what that is. If you go and outline it, it's going to look like it's a fancy font. All right? Look at that. That's supposed to be like a W. But I was trying to demonstrate, how it would look if you wanted to you go, oh, my writing is not pretty. No, it's unique. right? It's not, no, it's not pretty, but it's unique. It's you. It is pretty, right? It's and no one else has your hand lettering font. Okay, and then there we go. More letterings up, journaling. This is the grid page for the first day of the month. So I'll probably do something from Canva and print a nice little vision board. And there we go. So that is my morning journaling. So I changed my daily plan, the way I used it from daily planning to morning journaling, and then I moved my daily planning into the into the original. See, look, Friday. Hey, can anybody see a pattern? Friday, I don't seems like I don't do stuff. It's because it's like, whew, I'm tired. End of homeschool week. I was like, oh, I don't want to touch my planner anymore, because then we'd have our homeschooling as well. And here we are. So actually, we're here. See, nine, nothing. Let me go. The Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing, and this is where I am now. It's because I've been planning for my plan with purpose journey. So I love this. Unique. I like it. Yes, love this. Perfectly unique. Truly authentic. That's the word I always forget. May every time I go, oh, and rustic. You know how rustic when it comes to hand lettering. Self-care is so important. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you here. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. All right. So then the rest really is the daily pages that I need to fill in for the rest of the year. And then at the back, some more blank pages. I have my future log. So future log is a great spot to put all those events that are coming up in for the future that you don't want to, because like I said, I don't set up my calendar ahead of time. So I don't like to write, let's say if there's something that's coming up in August, I don't write it ahead of time in my calendar, because first of all, I don't know what pen I'll be using. I don't know what nib I'll be using. I don't know what color theme I'll be using. So a future log is a great stakeholder to put those events that are coming up. And then now the reason I printed this out was I hoped it was to inspire me to get back to being a little bit skinnier. But I just at the moment, any type of exercise is good. And then at the back, I just have some stencils. I don't use my stencils as often, and I just bought these from different stationery stores. One day I might use. So those are your speech bubbles, some letters, some other ones. So then I just keep that the back there. And then with this Hobonichi cousin, so this is the cover, and then this clear plastic is to cover the cover, and at the back there's this page keeper. That's for the A5, and then that goes in that little pocket there. So I can either use that to close up the planner, or I can use it as a bookmark to show where I am for the day. So that is my planner. So if you self-care is so important. Hello, Karen. How are you? Love the washi tape along the bottom of the page, right? So it's a great way to use up all those many washi tapes. So lovely to have you here from Hawaii. Thank you so much, Lealoas. I hope I'm saying your name right. Now, if you do allow me, if it's okay, I would just like to quickly let you know about my Plan with Purpose 8-week 8-week group program that's starting 6:30, 7:30 in an hour. The first lesson is starting in an hour. It is on special at the moment, but if you also use the discount code special, let me see if I can write discount code special. Okay, and if you go here, there is an extra $50 off. Let me see if that's on there. Can I pin it? I don't know if I can pin it. So go to the link I've added in the chat, but it is also in the description. It is an 8-week program. So if you do feel like you are feeling lost, you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't know what you're doing, you know, most times you are confident, but you can't figure out, why am I just somehow, falling to bits? It's okay. But because, we if I know, for me, I've 20, 30 years I've had built habits of being in my own head and having low thoughts and limiting beliefs. But through the fun of using our planner pages, we will be able to sort out those triggers. And then, so I said in on Instagram story the other day, I said, with potholes, have you there's a road that have potholes, and are aware of those potholes, you will avoid driving over them because you don't want to damage the car. I'm not a car person, but the bottom of the car, you don't want the suspension. Is that what it's? You don't want to damage. So if you start to know the triggers of when self-doubt creeps in, it's a great way for you to then be able to go, well, what can I do to ensure that it doesn't get me down? It doesn't deplete my energy. It doesn't take away my confidence. So the 8-week plan with purpose journey is ones where we can try and figure out ways that we can make sure that our best self is best potential self is unlocked. So I will have that special discounted price of 200, and the 297 is in Australian dollars. And if you put special in the checkout, you'll get an extra $50 off. So I have this available till for the next 8 hours. So then that way, if we'll have the lesson in about an hour and a half, but you can always catch up. But make sure not to miss out on that great deal. Or of course, if you just want to go and purchase it now, you can go straight to the listing and just purchase it. Come and join me and some of my friends and we'll have a nice little community of plannerettes that will finally figure out these self-doubt and limiting beliefs, and then make sure that we are doing the best we can. So thank you for allowing me to have that little plug. It's yes, you are. I am saying your name right. Woohoo! So I do hope to see you there. I'll have a little bit of a break now because I'm very, very nervous and very excited about have the plan with purpose, the beginning of our 8-week journey. I hope to see you there if you haven't enrolled yet. So make sure you do, and do bear with me because of course I am going to do this course along with you to make sure that it is something that we can use together. And then you probably figure out, why go with you, Marianne, versus the productivity experts, the personal development experts, because I'm in it at the moment. And then I discovered that I am actually where I am because of the systems and process that I didn't know I had put in place. But now it's awake. So this is what I need to do when I'm feeling this. Oh, I need. This is the thing. The resources I can tap into when I'm those limiting beliefs start creeping back in. And at the same time, we'll have fun with our planner pages. I'll have some fun tutorials on how to create your own digital stickers. And if you do have a cutting machine, create your own stickers so then you can pop it in your planner pages. So always a pleasure. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Elle. Oh, yes, you got this, Marianne. Oh, hope so, Stephanie. I'm looking forward to it. The workbook we created is awesome. Printed it out. I know, I've got it too. See, I've got my... So see, you're going to get all these great printables. Hey, that's me. That's me, Mariane. All right, so we've got all the planner printables that I use on a day-to-day basis. It is part of the program, so you don't have to buy that separately. Everything that I use, that we're going to use to make sure it boosts our confidence and change our mindset, it's part of it. So I do appreciate you. Oh, you're the best. Thank you, May. I appreciate you. Always a pleasure being. Mahalo nui, Marianne. Thank you so much. And I will see you all next time. Be good, be safe, and take your scheduled